but your games will never fly. Watch your step, 'cause what you left will never crumble from your life. Rising up, I won't be taken down. Keep rising up, I won't be taken down. Come on back and take a crack. Hear my raging battle cry. Hold my ground and take me down. My resolve will never die. Keep rising up, I won't be taken down. Keep rising up, I won't be taken down. touch you and reach you. Can something can help you? Why can't you be my one and only? I wanna feed you forbidden fruit you won't deny. If I lead you to my wonderland, you'll glorify. If I feed you and lead you, can something can help you? Why can't you be my one and only? Why can't you be my one and only? Why can't you be my one and only?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Well, listen, everybody. You know our special guest tonight is Gina Coleman, and she'll be coming in from Massachusetts. But we had some time zone situations going on. There was something having to do with British Mean Time and Greenwich Mean Time and British Standard Time. And we discussed it since 4 o'clock this morning. We discussed this 4 o'clock this morning that she would be in the green room at, Gina was saying 2:30, and then we scrolled and we looked at the app and it said 3:30. And we and ahhed about it for ages. And I'm telling you, it was 4 o'clock this morning. And then we all decided that yes, it is 3:30, which is 4 hours difference. And then I looked, and it said it's 5 hours difference. Gina said it was 5 hours difference ages ago because she had dealt with this a week ago already. So if somebody can tell me, give me a message, send me a comment, please, because we need to know what is the difference between Greenwich Mean Time and British Standard Time. Because we've been going by Greenwich Mean Time with, let me start this. Greenwich Mean Time with, we've been going by Greenwich Mean Time with United States all this time. But Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's see what's happening for this month of June, right? Because, all right, it's the 2nd of June. We started off with a big bang. We started with a great bang this evening, but no problem because we're going live. We got this, Patsy and I, we got this, you know what I'm saying? So today we've got Misty Blues, which fronted by powerhouse charismatic singer Gina Coleman. She'll be in the green room. We'll get her straight out of the green room. Ain't been a sound check or nothing, okay? We should come straight onto the board, no big deal. And then after that, on the 9th of June. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the 9th of June. That is a pre-recorded show. I'm away, and Patsy's running the show. We've pre-recorded with Danny R. and Paul Gilliams. That is a show to see, I'm telling you. They're a duo, and they're coming out of England, so there's no time zone situations there. But there's a harmonica player and a guitar player, and the duo are just absolutely magnificent. So we look forward to Danny and Paul coming on the 9th of June. They will be our 15th guest. Do you know we have done 15 shows? And you think we'd know Greenwich Mean Time or Standard Time by now? Whoopsie, we don't. And then on the June the 16th, is our 16th guest. Very special guest, a friend of ours for a very long time. Coming out of England again. We're going to have Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas has worked with people all over the world. He spent an extensive amount of time in the United States playing, and I met Dave many years ago at the Shakedown Blues Festival. Our friend Gerard Holman, bless his soul, he ran that, and he got people from all over the United States. I mean, if we can never do another Shakedown, Dave, if you're listening, we need to do another Shakedown Blues Festival. But Gerard Holman got people from the deep corners of the United States to come and play. So if you Google Shakedown Blues Festival, there's also a book that he made as well, that I'm in as well. But check out Shakedown Blues Festival because there's some artists there, and one of the artists who I met there that was discovered by Gerard Holman for the United Kingdom is a young fella named Larry Mud Morganfield. We call him Mud, and you know Mud Morganfield is the eldest son of Muddy Waters, and the boy look and sound just like his daddy. I'm telling you. So must enough of that little bit of gossip. And then on the 18th is Dave Thomas. He's coming on here on the 16th, and he'll be promoting what's happening on the 18th. He'll be at in Dis. He'll be doing a gig there. So keep an eye on our site, and you can see what's happening with Dave Thomas here on the 16th, and his gig in Dis on the 18th. And then we've got on the 23rd, we've got the Ill Pie, and we've got Gina and Warren to tell you what's happening. But let's go back to what Patsy's doing here. Give us about a half an hour. Check out the video, and we'll be back with you in just a bit. Ciao.
But your games will never fly. Watch your step is what you left. Will never crumble from your life. Rising up.
Okay.
I won't be taken out. Keep rising up. I won't be taken out. Come on back and take a crack. Hear my raging battle cry. Hold my ground and take me down. My resolve will never die. Keep rising up. I won't be taken out. Keep rising up. I won't be taken out. now it's best you say goodbye. You got enough. I won't be taking now. You got enough. I won't be taking now. I won't be taking that. Won't be taking that. Won't be taking that. No, you won't take that. Seems you came to mar my name, but your games will never fly. Watch your step, 'cause what you left will never crumble from your life. You rising up. I won't be taking now. Keep rising up. I won't be taking now. Come on back and take a crack. Hear my raging battle cry. Hold my ground and take me down. My resolve will never die. Keep rising up. I won't be taking now. Keep rising up. I won't be taking now.
You
The audience can hear us. Well, that's why I'm talking low. So go to private chat or we'll talk in soft talk. Private chat's to the right. And there's a small gray area on the right. It says private chat. On your screen, let me look to the right. It's just where you're sitting now. Look, you see at the bottom it says mute, stop cam, and leave studio. Keep going to your right. It says send. Keep going to your right. It says setting, private chat. Skinny scroll bar on the right side. Skinny scroll bar on the right side.
Will make me high if you put
those things on the right-hand side of the screen.
Keep rising up.
I'm going to bring you in a bit. Just no, it doesn't matter. Wait there for just a minute. Let me talk with Patsy and see what's the best thing to do. No worries, okay? Stay right there.
So convinced you got me now, but your plans have gone awry. Came to win, but out of luck. Now it's best you say goodbye. Keep rising up. I'm only taking now. Keep rising up. I won't be taking now. I won't be taking that. Won't be taking that. Won't be taking that. No, you.
Can't wait for that sun to go down. Seeing signs that I'm leaving out of town. All you people, your houses and your records spinning round. I can't wait for that sun to go down.
I can't wait for the moon to rise in its place as I travel to where I'm bound. All the creatures howling wild into that darkened night. I can't wait for the moon to rise.
takes my hand. Seems like she's always got something sexy and sinful plan. Don't you criticize what you don't understand, and wait till my baby takes my hand.
I can't wait till my baby holds me tight and takes me like a thief in the night. I'll no longer roam when he's finally home. I can't wait till my baby holds me tight. I can't wait till the time is just right. I can't wait till the time is just right. I can't wait till the time is just right.
Hi there. I can hear you. On mute.
That was my problem. That was my situation. Right. I'm going to say it again. Our next guest is based in Berkshire, Massachusetts. And they were the finalists in the 2019 International Blues Challenge. And if you listen to their music, you'll get a bit of jazz, a bit of soul, a bit of gospel. And for right now, you're going to welcome the powerhouse, charismatic singer of Misty Blues, sitting over there. One more time, I'll say it. Can you hear me now, Gina?
You got me. You got me. I hear you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, superstar. Listen, man. Wow. This all started at 4 o'clock this morning, Gina, didn't it?
It
4
did.
o'clock, my time. And you said that we were 5 hours difference. And I'm like, no, but that's not right. Because the computer's telling me it's 4 hours. And we decided that it was 4 hours. And yeah. And so here we sit with a lot of things going on. Good morning, good afternoon, your time. What time is it there, Gina?
It is 3:30 in the afternoon.
That's what time we said we'd do sound check, didn't we?
That's right. So I'm on time.
Yes, you are on time. Look, guys, listen. This is solely Kat. This is one of Kat's prats. Kat did all of that, man. At 4 o'clock this morning, she made the decision. You know that, but that's okay. That's all good. We're good, you know, because our audience loves us because we are going live, and not too many people would do that. Come out live and just bite the bullet. But you know, we're doing that. Listen. So I'm glad you can make it. You sound great. We can see you and hear you. So welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. Now listen, can we go right back to the beginning?
Okay.
To, if you don't mind, to talk about where you were raised in New York, in South Bronx, is it?
That's right. That's right. I was born and raised in the South Bronx, as far south as you can get. I grew up in the projects, raised by my grandmother, and overlooking Randall's Island, which is a little island in between the Bronx and Manhattan.
What happens on that island? What's going on there?
Not much. I mean, it's like the only piece of grassy knoll in the city.
So did you go over there and play and stuff like that? Were you allowed to go play there?
That's where I learned how to ride a bike and, get into some
Randall's.
trouble. That's,
Exactly. So you went. So I was curious how you got from New York to Massachusetts. I mean, you are way up north. No wonder I can't get the time zone right. You up there with Vermont and Maine.
Yeah.
Damn, you must have some winter clothes and like some
But
snow boots and.
it's no
chains.
joke here. It's no joke here.
Look, I'm from Los Angeles. Any one drop of rain, we're running. Okay, so.
Oh yeah. No, we're some mighty hardy stock around here.
Oh, I'm telling you, man, absolutely.
And we're in, so we're nowhere near Boston, which everyone thinks if you live in Massachusetts, you're right by Boston. Actually, where we're from, it's called the Berkshires, and it's where Tanglewood lives. If folks are familiar with Tanglewood.
Guitars.
Yeah. No, the music center. It's where the summer home of the Boston Pops. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a major musical venue, primarily focusing on orchestral music. But we have popular artists. I mean, John Legend will be here this summer. Pretty much most of the major artists I've seen in my adult life have been at Tanglewood.
At Tanglewood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So when you went to from New York to Massachusetts,
I was in high
curious.
school.
You were in high school, so excuse me for prying, but I'm just curious, like, because this movement, I love the movement of how people get to where they're going, you know what I mean? And I like to kind of share that and paint the picture of this great woman, really, I really do.
Well, I guess I was a pretty smart kid, and I received a scholarship to go away to high school out in Wellesley, Massachusetts, which is close to Boston.
Okay.
And I went to high school there, and then from there I went to college at Williams College, which is in the town that I reside in now.
Exactly.
After I graduated from college, I decided to just hunker down and root here, and that's where I ended up finding my voice. And having so many musical opportunities, and this is really the birthplace of Misty Blues back in 1999.
That's right. So before Misty Blues, you were singing a bit of rock?
I was in a folk funk band called.
Is that the Siblings?
Well, the Siblings was a duet that I started right at the very beginning of my music career, which I started on I got started singing on a dare.
I love it. Tell us about it. Go on, tell me.
I was in a club on a Wednesday night called La Cocina's in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. My coworkers, my coworkers thought that I really didn't have a sense of the town because I was stuck up north in this bucolic college town and didn't really have a full sense of the county. So they took me to this place called La Cocina's, and there was an open mic night. And we were having some tequila.
Ooh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, put the cola down there.
Yeah, and then someone dared me to sign up for the open mic night. I'm like, well, I'm really not a singer. And they dared me again, and I don't pass up a double dare often. So I had some liquid courage going on, and
exactly
signed up. I did Janis Joplin's Mercedes-Benz or Crystal Thompson's Mercedes-Benz. And I won that night. And yeah, I know, it was crazy. And so I just figured that Pittsfield, Massachusetts was incredibly starved for talented artists because how on earth did I win this thing? And then it was just a regular place we would frequent. And then I think the following week, a guitarist came up to me and said, weren't you the singer from last week? You want to work up something for this week? And that was my first duet partner, Dave Lincoln, and we were a part of a group called The Siblings.
The Siblings, I see.
Yeah.
And and you were in it with them for quite a while, or did you start?
Just a couple of years, and then I decided I wanted to branch off with some other
That's it.
musicians, and we
And
started.
then came-
And then came Coal Connection.
That's it. That was a duet as
yeah.
well, was it?
It was originally a duet, but then shortly blossomed into a full band, and we acoustic folk funk. It was a fun group, and we were known as the medley band. We would string together all these different
don't you
songs.
love it? I do love a good medley. I tell you.
Oh my God.
There's a bit of an art in doing that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very much so. And it wasn't driven by me. My co-partner there, Matt Mervis, was the one who really had these great creative ideas on how to merge one song into the next. And like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you?
Cool?
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
And that's fun for the audience to listen to as well, because you don't have to worry. Sometimes sometimes it kind of bothers me when you're watching a band and they stop, start. Okay, the next song is stop. The next song is start. And I really do enjoy when you see a show and it kind of glides together, doesn't it? You know,
exactly.
All of it doesn't have to do that, but when it gets 3 or 4 songs that are moving like that, you know, it takes you away, doesn't it?
Absolutely, especially when you're looking at the audience and you have them at a fever pitch, and they're like, oh, we don't want to stop. Let's see how we can like meander right into this next one and keep the energy high and intense.
Exactly. Well, I tell you what, we've been watching some videos, and Patsy, what's the first video we're gonna have a look, and you can tell us a little bit about it. Patsy's got some of the videos that you've chosen for us, and she's lined them up, and so Patsy, why don't you put on a video and see, and you can talk about that with us after this video.
Sure.
We got some sound on there, Patsy. There we go. That's okay. We've had a lot of technical hitches. It's my fault for getting it all wrong. We've actually sorted it all out. But
for that sun to go down.
I can't wait for the moon to rise in its place as I travel to where I'm bound. All the creatures howling wild into that darkened night. I can't wait for the moon to rise.
My hand seems like she's always got something sexy and sinful plan. Don't you criticize what you don't understand. Can't wait till my baby take my hand.
I can't wait till my baby holds me tight and takes me like a thief in the night. I'll no longer roam when he's finally home. I can't wait till my baby holds me tight. I can't wait till the time is just right. I can't wait till the time is just right. I can't wait
Excellent. First I want to ask you who's the great piano player and singer there. Who is?
Oh, that's Benny Cohn.
Okay,
He's
Benny Cole. Yeah. I
the
like to
man.
come back to that. I like to come back to that video because I want to string it through something else later on. But first of all, I want to get to you about your influences and how these women gave you the courage and the humor to carry on with your music. Can you give us a little bit of enlighten on that?
Well, in terms of blues music, the women that inspired me the most are the growlers. I love those, the real deep throaty women. Big Mama Thornton.
She
Oh
growls,
my
doesn't she?
gosh, Coco Taylor.
Oh yes, you're right.
Bessie Smith. Go back to OG.
Yeah. Do
Bessie
you
Smith.
ever do a show with just the growlers type of show? Do you ever?
Well, actually, we do a show. We have a theater show called Queens of the Blues,
That's it. Yeah.
where we pay homage to four of our favorite female blues artists, which include Bessie Smith, Big Mama Thornton, Coco Taylor, and Ruth Brown. And yes, they're all the growlers, and then we tell stories about their lives, and their influences and their struggles, and interweave it in between, performing some of their most popular tunes. And that's a big hit around here. They really love our Queens of the Blues show.
Now these women, they we're talking about the 20s and 30s, wasn't it? And they had some situations going on, wasn't it? They were women, they were black women, they were in a situation where women just weren't already recognized, and
Right.
they had to get through it with humor.
Oh yeah.
Some of their songs were humorous, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, they're and just wonderfully encased in beautiful language and sauciness. I'm like, they got away with saying some really crazy stuff. I can't get away with that stuff.
I know. And back then, because the women were hardly allowed to speak, let alone get saucy.
Yeah,
but
I
they
know.
had it was almost like coded, wasn't it? In a certain
Oh,
way?
absolutely.
With a bit of a wink, wink, So
Look, what am I saying? I'm not saying anything.
exactly. Yeah. I won't even go there. I'm thinking all kinds of stuff. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not what I meant. What are you talking about? Me?
I
What?
What are you thinking about? You're filthy.
I'm telling you. So you let's see. Electric Juke Junk was Electric Juke Joint.
Yep.
Joint was your first one of your first CDs.
Yeah.
First album, was it?
Yeah, we did. We had one before that, which was Misty Blues Live, but hardly what I would consider a real, produced album, as it was, recorded at various live shows and then compiled. I don't even know what the recording device was. That's how long ago that was. But we did. We lost track of that album over the during the pandemic. It took us back. We paused. We're like, what have we done with our career? And remember that first album? You're like, yeah, where is that first album? Nobody had a copy of it.
Really?
And so then we put out on social media. I'm like, does anyone have a copy? And someone had one, I guess, somewhere in their attic. And they mailed it. They mailed it to me, and so I had my son, who's he's a
drummer.
developing. He's a musician, but he's also developing into a recording engineer of sorts.
Okay.
Skill that he's picked up over the pandemic and has done quite well for himself.
Well done.
He's 17. Just graduated from high school this past weekend. So a little shout out to Diego.
What's his name?
Diego.
Big shout out to Diego, man. Definitely.
And he plays with Misty Blues regularly. So he'll swap off with my bass player, because my bass player is really crazy over playing trumpet. So he's like, bring Diego on the gig so I can play trumpet.
Isn't that fun, though? How good is that?
Yeah.
Everyone's just, having a good time with the band. You've had the same band, or you've interchanged the band since 1999, or you've had a few members come and go?
Oh, I've had a few members come and go, but my bass player is an original
Okay.
founding member with
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
But like Benny Cohn has been with us since, our Between the Stacks album. So that's good,
Yeah.
close to over a decade now. And then Rob Tadden came shortly after him, my drummer. And then Aaron Dean, our sax player, shortly. So that, like, the bulk of the band has been together for nearly a decade.
That makes it so nice, doesn't it? Though, because
Yeah.
because you know what each other's going to do, and you can feel where you're going to go with the songs and things like that. It's just like you've got an unwritten communication, isn't it, or
That's
unspoken rather?
Right. Now, our guitarist, the original guitarist for Misty Blues, Jason
Yes.
Webster, was with the band almost up until about 2 years ago when he decided to retire. So we have Seth Fleischman, who's been with us, and he came in and he didn't miss a beat. It was like
Really?
as if he was with
Love
us
it.
the entire run. He's
Exactly.
phenomenal. So he's on our last two albums,
Okay.
Weed'em and Reap and None More Blue, the one that was just released.
That's it. Okay. Now I want to go back a little bit again because I'll keep the picture here because I want to see Cold Connection
Uh-huh.
became a larger band, which became Misty Blues. Is that how it went?
Yes.
Okay.
Towards the tail end of Cold Connection, we had some members that were moving off to different places, and it was getting harder and harder to like get the band together to do some shows.
Yeah.
I actually had an opportunity just when things were getting a little tenuous to do a production, a theater production of A Raisin in a Sun
That's
for the Williamstown Theater Festival. And I'm like, okay, this is probably a great little break here. Then we can kind of figure out what we're going to do next. So
Good.
I was casted as the gospel singer in this production of A Raisin in the Sun. Now, this production, I mean, there were some pretty big names in this production.
Viola was in it, wasn't she?
Viola Davis.
I know. You
was
was
the lead
Viola
actress. Yes. And this is back in
Serious?
1999. So she wasn't Viola Davis. She was just,
Well, not as we know it, yeah.
no, not as we know her now. But Ruben Santiago Hudson was the lead actor. Kimberly Elise was another actress in the play. Gloria Foster.
Okay.
I mean, just amazing actors. But it was Ruben Santiago Hudson that at the end of the run of that show, he's like, you need to do something different than that funk group you're in. He's like,
Wow.
your voice is perfectly suited for the blues. And he gave me this CD collection called Men Are Like Streetcars. And it's a collection of all female blues artists from the early 20s up to the 60s. And I consumed it. And I'm like, wow, I think he's got something here. So I went to the remaining guys in Cold Connection.
Yeah.
Let's make a shift. Let's become a blues band. And they're like, sure, we love the blues.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, oh, really? It was off the top of my head. I'm like, how about Misty Blues? And that's it. I dropped one name. And there it was. And here it still is.
I'm glad you said it was like that because there was a famous song that came from that. I was wondering if that's where you got it from.
No.
Was it Dorothy Moore? Was it
Dorothy Moore? Which is funny because Dorothy Moore was one of the judges in the International Blues Challenge.
No, you're kidding.
Finalists.
That's too much. Serious. Yeah, that was 2019. You guys came finalists in the International Blues Challenge, didn't you?
Yes.
Was that in Memphis? Was it?
Yes, in Memphis.
Yeah. How was that for you?
Oh my God,
Was it a blast?
that was wonderful. Now we had entered the year before in 2018
Yeah.
And we didn't make it past the quarterfinals.
Okay. Yeah. But you
I
just
mean-
only started gotten the genre together. You hadn't gotten that genre under your belt, probably. You know.
Well, no, we've been playing the blues for a long time at that
Okay.
point. We just
Okay.
didn't
Yeah. It's
understand
2019.
the
Yeah.
format of the competition.
Okay.
So what we did was we were jam packing as many tunes as we could for that 25-minute time frame you have.
Yeah.
And we looked at the judges. There were judges, and they give you these ratings well after the competition is over. So I reviewed it, and everyone just like, we loved your sound, but we had a hard time connecting because you didn't really talk to the audience and kind of give your flavor to us. We didn't get a sense of who you were as artists. And I'm like, oh, there I am trying to jam in as many tunes, which means no banter. Let's get going.
Yeah. I can play this, I can play this, I can play that, I can play that. But it's not about that, is it? It's about connecting, isn't it? Really, when you think about it.
So I'm like, oh, they want us to do what we do.
Normally.
What we do normally. And that
judge or no judge, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the absolute shift, and we made it straight to the finals the next time.
That's right, Gina. You do have that connection when I've watched some of the videos and that, and you can feel the energy through you, and you can feel the music, and as a front woman, you're smooth, you're charismatic, and you also got that husk to it as well. You got that strength to it, like, don't mess,
So it was a fantastic experience, and a lot of doors were open for us after that point, and we were really, taking off, and then the pandemic hit.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's watch another video, okay? Patsy, put us another one on. We'll talk about these later. Oh yeah.
Take my heart, take my soul, take my mind, leave me listening whole. Take my kindness, squeeze it dry. Take my strength till you make me cry. Oh baby, I ain't got no more. You keep on taking from me. How am I supposed to live? Take my patience, take my time, take my song, stealing all my rights. Take my thunder, hush my roar. Take my will till you shake my core. Oh baby, I ain't got no more to give. You keep on taking from me. How am I supposed to live? take my hold, take my last jelly roll, take my whiskey, feed my still, take my bounty till I can't fulfill. Oh, baby, I ain't got no more to give. You keep on taking from me. Am I supposed to live? You keep on taking from me. Am I supposed to live? You keep on taking from me. Am I supposed to live?
Oh, yes. No more to give.
That's right.
Now, we were talking about pandemic. Was this a virtual
Yes,
recording?
yes, it is. This is one of the first social distance videos we put out during the pandemic, or this was early on, because this is actually our video submission for the Tiny Desk contest through NPR.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, I was so jealous I didn't live in the United States, because it's only open to those who live in the United States.
I know. I mean, there've been some really amazing acts that have won this thing. Like the Fantastic Negrito was one of the, I think, the first Tiny Desk
Was
concert
it?
winner.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great institution, isn't that? Tiny Desk concerts they do.
Oh yes, yes. We're just finishing off our submission for this year, so we'll be posting it probably before the end of this week.
So the one this year, are you going to be doing that all together, obviously in the same room again? Or is
Yes,
that gonna
we're
be
all in the same room now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we're all vaccinated, so we're good.
You guys done it, yeah. We've done it over here as well. We had to have two. Did you have to wait 3 months before the first and second?
No, it's actually 21 days.
21 days, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We had to wait 3 months before we went back, and
Oh wow.
yeah. The first one I got so ill, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
I want to jump back. I keep jumping all around and stuff because there's so many
I know.
bits and pieces I want to talk to you about. But I want to talk about the I don't know how to say it. The festival. Where you played
Mass Mocha?
Mass Mocha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you
Yep.
played with one of the Neville brothers, with Charles Neville.
Yep, Charles. Well, we recorded one of our earliest albums, actually our first fully original album was recorded with Charles Neville on saxophone before we brought on Aaron D.
Yeah, you guys know the Neville brothers, right? So Charles Neville, one of the Neville brothers. Hello, drop it, okay? Microphone, boom, okay. Nice
No,
one.
He was so incredibly kind and generous to us, and we sorely miss him. We sorely.
Bless, rest his soul.
Yeah.
And so I got so many little bits and questions, but this one I don't know if it's an obvious question, but you know your artwork. There's a theme going through it.
Yeah, the theme is that it's free. No,
Yeah.
it's
Who's
my
the artist?
It's my husband's artwork. My husband, Michael Mung, is the artist for all 10 of our albums.
Shout out to Michael. Yeah. Shout out to Michael. Yeah, I love that when you got the whole theme going through.
Yeah.
Theme is it in cost.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of
Cute.
people who ask questions about the glitz factor, or how come the band or yourself isn't pictured on the front of your album covers. And I'm like, well, I think his artwork is so incredibly beautiful that I think a standalone, people will pick it up.
I mean,
his
I
CDs are
know
so,
that's you.
yeah,
I can see I can
yeah,
see that's Misty Blues. It may
yeah.
not,
Now,
but
yeah, exactly.
you
Now at
you
this
can tell a
point,
Pink Floyd album, can't you? You can tell a Pink Floyd album, can't you?
exactly. Not that
Hello.
we're Pink Floyd, but and think so highly of ourselves.
Fantastic.
But I mean,
Nice.
at this point now, it is,
Uh-huh.
it's a signature.
Indeed.
People are expecting what's the next piece of art that is going
Mm.
to embody the work that you put out next. And we are actively working on the 11th album right now.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
congratulations. You know that, and it's a mean feat to be able to make that many records and be together for such a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say congratulations. I know being on the road with a band ain't that easy. So, you know what I mean? You're on your 10th album, and since 1999, I bow down to you. I'm telling you, a lot of patience.
I've become a great cat herder.
It's like a relationship you're having, though, isn't it? It's a relationship. The band members, it's
Oh
crazy.
gosh, yeah, yeah. But I love my boys. They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're the greatest, and some of the finest musicians you'll ever find.
Exactly. It's nice to be on the road with a bunch of guys. If you do, you got to get on with them.
Yeah.
And I want to also ask about this. You had on your website about the Independent Blues CD Awards.
Yes, we
What
were
is that?
we were just making the scene magazine nominated us for an Independent Blues Award in 2 categories this year. So, Best Contemporary Blues Album for our last album, Weed'em and Reap, and then Best Contemporary Blues Song for Swing My Blues.
I see. Okay. Okay. So where can people vote for that? Because we want to get as many people on
Yeah.
board to vote for you. And
Sure.
where can
So,
they get that?
yeah, they can go right to the top of our Facebook page. There's a link. We have a post that's pinned to the top of our Facebook page, which is Misty Blues Band on Facebook. And click the link, and you can vote. And I think you can vote on one device a day. So if people are so inclined to do that. But yeah, and then I think I'm pretty certain I have a link to where you can vote off of our website, which is mistybluesband.com.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like on the top, on the midways on the right hand corner, something like that. You can see where you could just push the button there, and there's an impressive list of people running for that. I mean, we had C6 Steve was really big over here a couple years ago. I mean, of 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But you're on there with Watermelon Slim, who I know from Tulsa, from Oklahoma City. Him and Miss Blues and Watermelon Slim. They were friends of mine years ago when my parents were alive in Oklahoma, and Rory Brock, Aaron Harp. So there's quite a few people to vote for there, and so you guys get on there and vote for Misty Blues and Gina Coleman, the powerhouse singer. Please do. Listen, I know I keep going back and forth these videos because I want to show all what's going on. So can I just go ahead and play Days Gone By? Anything you want to say about that? Let's see, Days Gone By. That was recorded in February 2021, so not that long ago. That was this year.
Yeah, well, actually, it was the last song recorded for our most recent album. We left the studio. We were done, packed up. It was in the can, and then my guitarist Seth Fleischman sent me an iPhone recording of kind of the rudiments of this song. Yeah, and I'm like, wow. He's like, I know you're always writing, so that's why I'm throwing this your way. See if you hear anything. And I immediately heard a full song, And and then I called him. I sent it back to him. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" You know, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
I think we need to go back in the studio. This has to go on."
So you went back in the same evening, or you next day, or?
Like 2 days later.
Yeah, cool. Let's have a listen to that, because I love that. Those are the divine interventions in writing songs,
Yeah.
that they come and go, and you got to grab them when they get there, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. Got to put some volume on that, Patsy. Let's hear the song of divinity. I don't have any volume, and neither do you, Patsy. Oh, here we go. That's it. Wow.
Why don't you pass me a piece of that shoe fly pie, and we can sit back and reminisce about those days gone by? Won't you pass me a piece of that shoe fly pie, and we can sit back and reminisce about those days gone by. Won't you pour me a taste from that backwoods still, made from that recipe Pappy left in his will? Won't you pour me a taste from that backwoods still, made from that recipe Pappy left in his will? That had that crank start, almost broke your hip. Why don't you give me a ride, riding old granddad's whip? The one that had that crank start, nearly bust your hip. Oh, I love to play dress up in great grandma's stove. It was so finely made, it will never get old. Oh, I love me some dress up in great grandma's stove. It was so finely made, it will never get old. Never get old. Never get old.
I do that. You know what? I keep muting myself. Sorry guys, I keep muting myself because I've had flu. I had a cold, and I was blowing my nose. God. I never mute myself. That's the thing. I never mute myself. I'm so sorry, but I didn't want you to hear me going. Anyway, I'm feeling better. Thank you very much. I'll be okay. But for some reason, I just caught this weird head cold. It was bad news, man. I was in bed for 2 days. Anywho, doesn't matter.
Well,
So your that last album was released on February 14th, No More Blue,
Yep.
and it celebrated your 10th album together. And it's all
Yes.
original compositions, and they're written during the pandemic. and it showed you the creative connection that the band had in that situation, and we commend you for that. Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And yeah, hello to Diego playing that bass.
That's right. Well, we had to go back in the studio in short order, so we weren't really able to do a big arrangement, but the song really
Sure.
didn't call for that anyway. So just had my guitarist Seth, and I had my son come in and play bass, and my drummer.
Yeah.
And-
Where's the
and-
video shot? Where'd you shoot the video? Because you
Okay,
had
so the cool thing is this: we have come to there's this new store in our area which is called Berkshire Antiques.
no way.
Yeah.
That's your shop. That's your local store.
This wonderful and like guys antique shop.
I so want to come visit. I'm coming back with a load.
Oh my God. And they took us on, and we did virtual shows in their store throughout the pandemic. They're just absolutely wonderful people, and they have the best stuff there.
Yeah. And give a shout out to them again. What's the name?
Berkshire Antiques. And
Berkshire
gonna
Antiques.
we're going to be there this weekend, kind of celebrating somebody's birthday.
Is that you?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to go ahead and sing, but we will sing. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. That's for sure. That's a fantastic place. I mean, you'd think people be flooding in there to film because it's.
I know, it's amazing. I mean, the
It's
first
not
time. Yeah, the first time I stepped in there was during the pandemic with my son. We were all masked up, and I'm like, we were just looking for a place to go and just, do something outside of the house. And
Sure.
I immediately thought, I'm like, wouldn't this be a great place to have, like, do a band photo? I was just thinking about a photo, I'm like, because it's so painful to get the whole band together for a good headshot. And so I went up to the owner, and I'm like, any chance you would entertain? I'm the singer. I'm a blues singer, and would you entertain having my band in so we could do a photo? And he looks at me. He's like, "Are you Gina Coleman?"
Wow! Celeb!
And then it was all over then.
Oh, fantastic!
So it was so fun.
Gina the legend. That's fantastic.
Oh well.
You've been working it. You've been working it for a long time. And we didn't mention what by daytime because I mean you're busy because are you still doing the rugby team as well or?
Yeah, I'm still a rugby coach at Williams College.
Yeah.
And then I run a small special ed school. In the daytime, so I'm an educator. So are a lot of other members in our band. So touring is interesting because we tour during the school breaks.
That's right. But those are the good times as well because you're high in summer, there's
awesome.
Christmas and all that. So I wish I had been smart enough to do something like that. But never mind, we won't go there. Gina, I want to talk about something that we do have in common.
Yes.
And I want you to tell me what your song's about, and I'll tell you what my song's about.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait. Let me explain.
Right.
Gina and I wrote this song, and we both wrote a song. And the songs have the same title. We didn't know each other at the time we wrote the songs, obviously.
Yep.
And the song title is called "Nothing to Lose."
Yeah, that's right.
I got something to confess. Actually, I actually didn't write that song, but it was written about me, and I'll explain to you why in a minute. You go first. What's it about?
Well, I think it's, quite frankly, there's things that happen in your life, and you can move on from them, or you can stay mired in them. But in the end of it, like, what is there to lose from making a shift? Yeah.
That's kind of like, I think I had the same kind of theme in that. That song was written to me because I told my guitarist and my right-hand band producer that I was out of money and I had to go hawk my microphone. I had a cordless mic that I wasn't using at the time, so I had to take it down to the pawn shop to get some money. And he was outraged. Actually, he wrote this song about me.
Oh.
I had nothing to lose, you know. But I still sing the blues because I got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? You still keep going on. You know what I mean? You got nothing to lose. You got to do that. You got to hawk, but you know you're still singing the blues and you still carrying on. You know what I mean? You
Absolutely.
get it done. You
No, but
absolutely get it done.
I was delighted when I'm like, oh my gosh, we have the same song title in recent albums, because that wasn't didn't that come out in 2020?
2020, yeah.
2020, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the mind, I mean, that's the thing about the universe as well, isn't it? Because you put something out there and it's like, and you think, how did people get the same ideas? But all these things are happening in the universe, you know. So let's see, we got to go before we go, because I don't have a time zone here, because I know we started all kind of hickledy-pickledy, and I do apologize, everybody and Gina, but like I said, we talked about that, and I'm like, no. I am from California. You wouldn't believe it, though. But still, in all, Patsy, have you got something else you want to play for us, or is that it? Because I've lost. We were going to play "Nothing to Lose" is what we were going to do, and we'll put that on everybody, and then we'll probably be able to let Miss Coleman go and finish her day or have some lunch or something. Patsy, you there? Oh yeah, we'll get Patsy out of the studio in a minute as well. This is "Nothing to Lose," and that song that has a similar thread.
This one's actually "Hear My Call."
Okay, hear my call. Okay, we'll listen to that one instead then.
All righty.
Church, sing God's praise in the assembly of the faithful. Let God's people be glad. Let them praise his name with dancing and make music to God with timbrel and harp. Welcome to those who are carrying burdens. Welcome to those who are wounded. To those whose world might be falling apart. Jesus always has attention and friendship and energy towards those who are suffering. And the cross of Jesus is that symbol where God is singing the blues to us. It's that place, the site from which Jesus actually cries out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And that ache of abandonment is itself the cry, the guttural cry of the blues. We can hear that ache. The blues testify that God is with us in our suffering, in our woundedness, in our loneliness, in our fear, in our anxiety. This is the place where God sings the blues to us, in our vulnerability. The autobiographical chronicle of personal catastrophe expressed lyrically. That is what God is doing always in the midst of our struggle, and that's what the blues has to teach us today.
Lord, hear my call. Lord, hear my call. I'm so lost without you. Can't find my way at all. I'm so lost without you. Can't find my way at all. will seek the glory of night. Lord, Lord, here am I gone. Lord, Lord, here am I gone. I'm so lost without you, and by my way at all. I'm so lost without you, and by my way at all. I'm so lost without you, and by my way at all.
What a great video. Isn't that something? I really, really enjoyed that. Tell me a bit about the minister and his sermon.
That's a real minister.
Yeah.
No.
The sermon, though, about the blues.
I know. Actually, we were asked to do a Holy Thursday service a couple of years ago for the First Congregational Church of Williamstown. He's like, I'm like, you want us at your Holy Thursday service? You know we're a blues band, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, exactly. He's like, I have this idea of doing a blues sermon, and that, you know, those were the words that were part of his sermon, and that stayed in my head. And shortly afterwards, you know, I actually, we performed this song at that service, and I'm like, it's well overdue that we put out a video, and we have to have, you know, Pastor Mark in it. And so, yeah, he was really gracious to come and do that particular sermon. Yeah.
Yeah. So you did put that on April. Did you put that on April 2019? The video, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean that deserves like a re-release and stuff like that. Because a lot of things got put back in pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that people aren't able to. That well deserves a re-release. That's just amazing. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that was Dave Simons is the director of that video.
Well shot.
He's a documentary filmmaker in our area, and he's phenomenal. Really,
Absolutely well shot. Well, we're about to finish up here. Are we gonna? You know what? Because I'm what I wanted to ask you one other thing. Sorry, I've got little things going through my head. I've got things written down, and I've got some. I want you to tell me a little bit about how you started playing the cigar box guitar as well. Because I mean, you were like rocking it on that one. So
I know.
you really claim it, you know. And those little things aren't that easy to do, let alone play.
They're great instruments. Actually, a dear friend of mine gifted me a cigar box guitar shortly before, actually, like just as I wrote Hear My Call. Hear My Call was written on that gifted cigar box.
That's amazing. I love things like that.
Yeah, and it spoke to me immediately. And I wrote that tune with that cigar box that she gifted me. And once I released that video and the song, other cigar box luthiers started, coming to me. And so I've been gifted many cigar boxes.
Really?
Wow. I have one that my Mad Max, I love it. It's a beauty. It's from
What do you mean Mad Max?
It was gifted me by a luthier in Sweden.
See.
And it's got all this like hardware and bolts, and it's beautiful. It's like the stainless steel or steel neck. It's cool. It's a very cool instrument. But right now, the one that I play the most recently is one from a luthier in Destin, Florida, Rob's CBGs. Yeah.
Rob CBGs. Is that CBGBs?
Cigar box guitar.
Oh, so okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, it not only is a beautiful instrument to play, but it's a bit of a hobby as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A bit of a collection thing as well. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I have about 8 of them right now.
So, I mean, what happens with do they come with cases? Because
no, I haven't found one with a case. I just use a soft case, small guitar soft case. And but my son has started building some of them himself.
I was just gonna say, because
yeah.
you guys come over to Europe, you know you're gonna have one of those hard cases to carry those puppies over here,
I know.
man.
I know.
Any aspects of? I know it's just after pandemic, but any news about maybe coming over this way?
It's coming soon. We're coming soon.
Oh, yes, yes. Patsy and I will be there front and center, definitely.
Awesome.
I think nothing to lose is just, what is it? I don't know how many minutes it is. Patsy's got all that information. Shall we just get that one last video in, and then we'll say goodnight? Shall we do that? Or good afternoon in your case?
Yeah, absolutely.
Patsy, let's have nothing to lose. And then we're gonna say not yet. Okay, never mind. She says never mind. Forget it then. I don't know what happened. She was loading some things up, and I messed it all up for everybody. I apologize, Gina, but we're going live and we have such a good time. You know what I mean? This is our one-stop shop. What we want to do is, so, like, say for instance you're coming over here to Europe and you stop into Live Talking Blues. Maybe say on a Wednesday, and you're going to be here for the weekend or something like that, or the week after. You stop here and let everybody know that you're going to be at the Blues Kitchen or Under the Bridge or all these other places we got here. You stop in and let everybody know this is a one-stop shop for all you guys to see what's happening on the blues scene. And I guess we're going to get ready to say goodbye to Patsy. Patsy, I don't think we're going to get nothing to lose, Patsy. Yeah, we'll say goodbye to Patsy and pull her out of the green room.
Patsy.
Hey, let's pull her out. You haven't met Patsy yet. Patsy?
I haven't.
There's Patsy. Patsy's doing. We work remotely. She's in one part of town. I'm in the other part of town.
Oh, that's awesome!
And we're running the show here. Me and my girlfriend. I've known Patsy for about 25 years or something like that. So
awesome.
we're running the show. We're having a good time. So this is our one-stop shop for everybody. And Gina Coleman of Misty Blues, you've been an absolute joy. And thank you so much for getting it right and being here on time. And I was way early.
I can't wait to meet you too in person.
Oh yeah, definitely we're gonna meet in person. I can't wait as well. Listen, don't leave the green room yet. We're just gonna say goodbye to everybody, and I'll talk to you just 1 second. Hang out right there for 1 second. Say goodbye, everybody. Patsy, just take us home, babe. We gotta get out.